Comment below what country or city you're watching from and hit like if you can't stand entitlement. I always sensed something off about the Thompsons when they moved into 247 Maple Grove Lane 3 years ago. As one of just 4 black families in our Crestwood Hills neighborhood in suburban Atlanta, I've honed what I call my entitlement detector. It was screaming whenever Linda Thompson, now dubbed Poolside Tyrant, spotted me tending my prize-winning roses and hurried her grandkids indoors. My name is Marcus Reynolds, 42, a financial planner and proud owner of the corner lot at 243 Maple Grove Lane. I've lived here for 8 years, turning a rundown property into the neighborhood's crown jewel with its pristine lawn, elegant landscaping, and a smart irrigation system I designed to keep my garden thriving through Georgia's scorching summers. The Thompsons, however, let their yard turn into a disaster within months. Their grass withered, their flower beds became weed jungles, yet they somehow installed a tacky above-ground pool that looked like it belonged in a junkyard. Linda, with her "I need to speak to your manager" blonde bob, threw loud pool parties, while her husband, David, a sergeant with the Crestwood Hills Police Department, strutted around off-duty, acting like he owned the block. Our interactions were few but telling, Linda gripping her purse tighter when I passed her at the grocery store, or David accidentally knocking over my trash cans with his oversized truck, never apologizing. We kept up a thin veil of neighborly nods, the kind that never led to real conversation. That all shattered last Saturday when the temperature hit 95 degrees Fahrenheit, the air thick with humidity. I was in my home office, wrapping up some reports, when my Ring doorbell chimed. The screen showed Linda Thompson on my porch in a floral swimsuit cover-up, sunglasses perched on her head, tapping her foot like I was wasting her time. I paused my jazz playlist, Ella Fitzgerald deserved better than this, and opened the door with a polite smile. "Good afternoon, Mrs. Thompson. How can I help you?" Linda skipped pleasantries. "Your water pressure's better than ours," she snapped, as if I'd stolen it. "We're hosting a pool party tomorrow for David's police buddies, and our pool's only half full. We need your spigot. Not a request, not a please, just a demand, like my water was public property." "I'm sorry, but that won't work," I said calmly. "My water bill's already steep from keeping my garden alive." "It's just water," she cut in, waving her hand. "Don't make this harder than it needs to be. It's for the kids." Her pause before harder hinted at an uglier word she didn't dare say. I'd heard that phrase too many times in my life. "I get that you're in a pinch, but I can't help. Maybe call the water company about your pressure," I suggested, still professional despite my growing annoyance. Linda's face turned beet red. "Well, I never. David said you people were always difficult. We're just asking for neighborly help." "You people." There it was. "Mrs. Thompson, we're done here," I said, hand on the door. "You'll regret this," she hissed, storming off. "David won't like this one bit." I wasn't fazed. Years of dealing with subtle and not-so-subtle prejudice had taught me to be ready. My property was rigged with 24/7 security cameras, audio, and video, a top-tier alarm system, and I had a lawyer on retainer through my firm's legal plan. Linda had just stepped into a trap she didn't see coming, one I didn't set but was fully prepared to use. I pulled up the footage, watching her march back home, already on her phone, gesturing wildly. This wasn't over. An hour later, my cameras pinged again. This time, David Thompson stood at my door, still in his police uniform, fresh from his shift, with Linda smirking behind him. Classic intimidation move. I hit record on my phone and opened the door. "Good evening, Officer Thompson," I said evenly. "Mr. Reynolds," he said, hand resting on his holster, a cheap power play. "There's been a misunderstanding." "No misunderstanding," I replied. "Your wife asked to use my water for your pool." I said no. David stepped closer, crowding me. "In this neighborhood, we help each other out. That's how it works." The implication was clear. This was their neighborhood, not mine, despite my 8 years here. I'm all for being neighborly, I said, holding my ground. But filling your pool isn't reasonable, and you know it. His face darkened. Are you saying my request isn't reasonable? Do you know who you're talking to? I'm talking to my neighbor, a police officer, who's in uniform, handling a personal matter on my property. That seems inappropriate. His eye twitched. Watch your tone, he growled. I could make life tough for you. Linda chimed in, voice dripping with fake concern. We've noticed your sprinklers running at odd hours, hoses left on. It's wasteful. David must investigate suspicious activity. My eyebrows shot up at the lie. Are you accusing me of something? My irrigation system is automated and award-winning for conservation. Neighbors have complained. David doubled down. I almost laughed. Are you here officially? Should I call the station to verify this investigation? Or my lawyer about an officer abusing his badge? David's face went crimson. He jabbed a finger near my chest. Listen here, boy. Boy. On camera. On my phone. On my security system. I stayed stone still. Call me Mr. Reynolds and step back. You're on my property uninvited. Linda grabbed his arm, sensing the escalation. David, let's go. He doesn't get community spirit. David held my gaze, a pathetic power stare, then backed off. This isn't over, he muttered. It's recorded, I said brightly. Have a good evening. Their shock was almost funny. Linda's mouth flapped like a fish, and David's bravado faltered. As they retreated, I heard Linda whisper, I told you he was trouble. These people always are. More evidence recorded. I locked the door, heart racing despite my calm facade, and backed up all footage to my cloud. I called my attorney, Kevin Grant, and documented every Thompson interaction since they moved in. They'd started a war over water, but I was armed with evidence. Sunday morning, the Thompson house buzzed with police cruisers and cars for their big pool party. I stayed low, but my cameras caught Linda and a friend, Karen, climbing my fence in swimsuits, giggling like teens pulling a prank. They went straight for my garden hose, Linda pulling an extension hose from her bag. Hurry, Karen, she whispered. He'll never notice. These people don't check their water bills. Always wanting handouts. Call it reparations. Karen laughed nervously. I hit record, stepped outside, and said, Good morning, ladies. Need help? Their faces froze. Linda recovered fast. We're just borrowing water since you were so unhelpful yesterday. Borrowing implies permission, I said. This is trespassing and theft. Karen dropped the hose, mortified. Linda, you said he was fine with this. He should be, Linda snapped. It's just water. It's my water, I corrected. Leave now. David's voice boomed from the fence, where he'd climbed up to watch. Everything okay? In swim trunks, beer in hand, he glared. Your wife and her friend are trespassing, trying to steal my water, I said, showing my phone. Put that down, he barked. You can't record me. Georgia's one-party consent, and this is my property. Your wife's crime voids privacy expectations. He fumed but ordered Linda back. This isn't over, Reynolds. I'll be calling your station, I replied. I reported the trespassing to the non-emergency line, specifying a non-Thompson officer, and updated Kevin. Officer Daniel Carter, who didn't care for David's clique, took my statement and footage. The Thompson party died fast. Guests fled, leaving their half-empty pool abandoned. Monday 0, Internal Affairs Captain Isaiah Brooks and Lieutenant Emily Chin visited. We're taking this seriously, Brooks said, apologizing. The racial undertones in the footage are unacceptable. They confirmed David was on leave pending investigation. Later, the Thompsons' lawyer, Richard Hayes, called, offering an apology and costs to settle privately. Too late, I said. The complaint's filed. Tuesday, Linda appeared at my door, deflated eyes red. "I'm sorry," she said. "David's suspended without pay. He might lose his pension." "Consequences," I said. "You treated me with disrespect from day one. Show remorse through actions." She nodded, teary, and left, mentioning my garden's beauty, a small, genuine moment. Word spread fast. Neighbors rallied, sharing their own Thompson horror stories. A petition supporting my complaint gained nearly every household signature. The Thompsons' pools sat covered, their house soon listed for sale. Weeks later, Chief Robert Ellis confirmed David's termination after uncovering years of buried complaints. Linda faced a warning but no charges. I was offered a spot on the Community Oversight Committee, which I joined, finding it surprisingly effective. The Thompsons moved out, David now a mall security guard in Alabama, and Linda divorced him. New neighbors, Dr. Nathan and Lisa Carter, moved in, hosting a cookout where I bonded with them and even officers like Carter, who thanked me for breaking David's reign of intimidation. At the cookout, Lisa laughed about finding the Thompsons' old water violation notices. They'd caused their pressure issues. Karma. My garden flourished, my water bill dropped with a new rainwater system, and I added a fountain as a quiet symbol of justice. The neighborhood felt like home again, stronger without the Thompsons. What do you think? Was I too harsh, or did the Thompsons get what they deserved? Share your thoughts below, and let's debate. How far is too far when neighbors push boundaries? Hit subscribe for more real-life drama.